That's true, but then again, why isn't it floating?
Plaustrite doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most only after being
Wow,
only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and start telling story. I don't care for her stories most of the time.
Hold on a sec. Paimon, if we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it?
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure? Be careful.
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a plaustrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged. My safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything, but if something this heavy lands on you, you're gonna get yourself hurt, no matter who you are. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects. It's just common sense.
Is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the plaustrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Adepti super strength much? We can't slow down yet. Let's go meet her at the building site.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's gotta be one of those Adepti, sure.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations, this item is approved for submission. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item.
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute.
Shenhe and Ningguang's little helper.
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest plaustrite specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing, right?
In truth, it is the fine. If everything goes according to. As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
Shenhe! Just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises!
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold her head up high and break into a big, smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an Adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how Adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhe?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we
Well, that there are...
No need.
You can't do that. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. All right? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
Hi there. Checking in, are we? Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had it. So, business is...
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just through the door. Here are your keys. All right.
Shenhe, you should go get some... Paimon's gonna... Let's buy one for Shenhe.
All right. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door. See you tomorrow.
Hey! Isn't that Cloud Retainer? Let's go and say hi.
Into the wind.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along?
So far, so good. Yeah. So, you know Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool. So, calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called...
Her Adeptus name. Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what? Paimon neither! This is a real surprise!
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival...
That's still so...
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even as... Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practice. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the red ropes have indeed It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here.
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious if she handles it admirably. Let us conclude our...
So, Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kind of hard to deal with. Hey! So, Shenhe...
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it.
Oh? How did...
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you. So I went outside to check and caught on top of this. You have been acting very... After all, Master is... very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an Adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an Adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I am very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real Adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an Adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title friend very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going. After all... Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it! They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Look! The Jade Chamber is floating in the... but it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Bywin! And hey, Beto! And hey, person Paimon doesn't know?
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure before we find some suitable... Once the plastrite, the remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beidou, you're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to...
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen. Wow! So it looks like the three of us are competitors now. Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think? Sounds great, but how does it change?
The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Suling if he's heard of them. You guys...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Wonderful. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, by the way, what question are you I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it. The opera is a labor of love by my father. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation. Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were...
Of course I have.
My name is Yunjin.
Yunjin? State... Sorry. So, the types of ore needed to make...
No, we were gonna ask you what kinds of ore we need.
Sure. Well, you'll need 2 kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions. It could take some work, but if you stick... of course, it...
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, I hear the view that perhaps it can give... Oh, it's you. Seaside. Dangerous. Chi-Chi is helping with the evacuation. Yes, Ningguang said there's something bad in the sea. So, she sent Chi-Chi to evacuate everyone. But no one will listen to Chi-Chi. So instead, Chi-Chi is guarding this place. If danger comes, Chi-Chi will protect everyone. Don't go near the sea. It's too dangerous.
Taking a stroll in the middle of a downpour certainly rouses the spirit. But it's best to dry your clothes as soon as possible after the rain stops.
I came to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. Oh, this is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic, towering peaks and the gently flowing streams. It's like setting... No wonder the legend of the Divine Damsel of Devastation... The Divine Damsel of Devastation is your upcoming opera, right? And the story takes place... What's the story about, though? It's the story of a girl becoming a hero. Cool. A hero story? They're Paimon's favorite. The legend first arose in this area. In that village, there was the wife was out cold. The vile and vicious monster told the... What a nasty piece of work! But the monster was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They had no choice but to... Just while they were discussing whose child would... No! Don't do it, little girl! Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she cursed her extraordinary ability, and so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air.
I really like this story, but I personally think that perhaps the little girl was not as brave as the opera makes her out to be. I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is given.
I've never considered that before. Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of deviation from the truth is always inevitable. When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose his intention was...
I think it's a great...
Well, it sure inspired Paimon! Let's go get ourselves some...
The wind knows me. fateful offering. Time to go.
There should be enough Star Splinter iron. Now we just need to find that Subrosium.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Huh. He didn't seem to...
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask if...
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Shenhe, Yunjin, let's have a look around.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
It's...
Shenhe.
Shenhe. You're alive. The rumors were true. So, all these years? I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium. But I think you can find some information in the village. This place is deserted now. No one ever comes here.
Huh?
Thank you, kind sir. We'll go. Don't worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll...
Okay, then let's see what...
What's this? So, Shenhe is the divine damsel? Now that I think about it, she does behave rather like an adeptus. So that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling whenever I chat with her. According to this text, and she didn't volunteer. She was sacrificed to the monster by her own father. Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. It wasn't her... Oh. So it seems that Shenhe's father thought he was summoning a benevolent deity. His obsessive yearning... Still,
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Subrosium. Let's have a look over there. This is it! So basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake south of Mount Tianheng at dusk, and we'll find us some Subrosium! Let's go back and tell Shenhe the news!
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white... I was a very close friend of your... I bring flowers back here.
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another way. There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love. Nothing.
Do you still...
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. But it also dampened my emotions, making me dispassionate, like the Adepti. So if you ask me how I feel about the past, if I hate my father or not, the truth is, I feel nothing at all.
It must have been so
Shenhe, we're back!
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. I'll tell you more about the old...
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhe, look. This tells us...
Let's go then.
Miss Shenhe, there's something I'd like to... Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary. It turns out that many of the details in...
Why?
I know I say that opera always deviates from the truth, but now that the main character is standing right here in front of me, I cannot simply dismiss...
It's okay. I like your version.
But,
My master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that I can truly become part of human society. So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and protect others, just like the girl in the opera. But I've never thought this way before, and I...
Don't worry. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you aspire to be. You just haven't had the opportunity.
Shenhe! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! Let's go! We can't let someone else beat us to it!
Wherever... Time to go.
That's everything we need! Let's head back and report in! Paimon's curious if Beto's made any progress.
What brings you here? Have they found a solution to the danger in the sea? Ningguang didn't tell you. Something has happened in Guyan Stone Forest. According to the contract, as an Adeptus, I should not get involved, but these things can be unpredictable. I have a contingency plan of my own. Only a single mountain lies between here and Liyue Harbor. If things get out of control, I will defend this place myself. Time to go.
Oh, goodness.
So, are they okay?
This is some top quality ore you found. I think I'll get a good end product out of these. Guess now it's my time to shine.
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing? I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end. Suling's never seen a Wonder Core before, and says it'd take a lot of research for him to get up to speed.
Leave the Wonder Cores to me. I'll work on them while you go about your business. Don't worry. It won't take me too long.
Much obliged, Master Zhang. We should look into the Adepti sigils next, but where should we find items relating to the Adepti?
I'll sort that out.
Oh? You got this then?
Yes. I have been training with the Adepti for years. I know a thing or two about making sigils. When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the contest. In fact, I came specifically to deliver Adepti sigils. Master heard that Ningguang was planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber, so she sent me to deliver some Adepti sigils to her. Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But now that I'm here, I wonder if I've been removed from the world for too long. There's so much basic knowledge that I lack. Maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all. But either way, I'm very glad to have met you, and I'll take care of those Adepti sigils.
Without knowing the ins and outs of your situation, I can't say whether you should stay or not. But now that our paths have crossed, we'll always have a connection. So if you're ever feeling down, come find me on my ship. There'll be a drink waiting for you.
Thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need to use your facilities to make the sigils.
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see how the Adepti arts work. Maybe I'll learn something.
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects inferior to my master's, I can assure you there will be no quality issues.
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.
Great! Let's go submit them before someone else gets there ahead of us.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. Time to go.
Ningguang's little secretary! We found all the materials!
Oh, all three of you found the Wonder Cores in Adepti City. I hereby announce that the winners of this material procurement contest are the Traveler, Yunjin, And Beidou.
What? It's over already? I have any...
So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our 3 winners to please proceed to the Jade Chamber.
Huh? Where's Beidou? She was...
Captain Beidou has some business to attend to. She will join later. Please come with me.
All right, then. Guess we'll head on up. This has been a...
Combine the Adepti sigils with the Wonder Cores and insert them into the Jade Chamber's control compartment. The construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially Thank you all for your...
Yeah!
Miss Yun, I've already heard something about the reason...
That's right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your opinion.
The unveiling of Miss Yun's grand new opera surely requires a venue of equal grandeur. So what would you say if I proposed that we stage your first... The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and...
Thank you, Lady...
You're quite
A traveler, Shenhe?
You're next. What is your question? I should clarify. I do not know your brother's whereabouts. Please.
Wow. You're a mind reader, Ningguang. Oh, well.
Managing a successful business is not as simple as you might think. Capital. If you want to know how to make money, I will honor our agreement and give you a...
Wow.
Your question was written all over your face. Now look, you helped, so I promise you that
No more questions from us.
Me?
Yes, this is a great...
Thank you. But I don't have anything to ask.
Are you sure? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'd urge you not to squander it.
Yeah, just don't waste it. Hold on.
Lady Ningguang, do you think I can...
Now that is an interesting question. Liyue Harbor is very inclusive, as long as you respect the rules here. So, the key is whether or not you yourself can develop a sense of belonging in Liyue Harbor.
Huh.
Yes. Perhaps someone you've met, or in short.
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet. I'm a little later than expected.
Come on, Beidou!
Me? Ningguang, don't forget what we talked about. It's not gonna be easy.
Don't worry. I have made preparations. The wound dressings are ready, and the Millelith have set up an ambush.
Glad to hear it. Watch your back.
Beidou? Ningguang?
You'll see when the Jade Chamber ascends. However, it's not the most pleasant topic of conversation. When I first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform. At that time, my wish has not changed to this. I hope the Jade, and I hope that you let the Ascension ceremony commence. Right on cue. The Avenger of the Vortex by
Who is that?
Osial's wife. Final follower of the Overlord of the Vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming.
Beidou sensed something was stirring in the deep. She warned me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the Jade Chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing her out.
Got it. Well, let's go fetch the Adepti.
No.
Huh?
In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone!
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all. At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day that you can truly become part of human society.
What are you doing here?
We can't let you be the only one taking this risk!
I hardly see this as a great risk. The people of Liyue Harbor are well prepared, and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death, I think I have the upper hand.
We'll help too! Obey!
This is order.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night, one with nature.
Higher, higher, hands on fire!
Manifest! Cryo Incarnate!
The wind knows me. Solidify!
Come into being!
This place is unstable. It is too risky to continue pursuing her. I'm just a little exhausted. I wanted to deal with it myself. I didn't expect you to follow me. Don't worry. She's not coming back anytime soon. After an injury like that, she'll likely seek refuge.
How did things go underwater?
It's been dealt with. She was injured before.
Good.
Lady Ningguang, the fleet reports that the sea monster has left Guyun Stone Forest and the surrounding water.
Thank you.
Thanks to the medical supplies you prepared and Lady Keqing's command, our losses were... Of course, we owe huge thanks to this young lady for her help. On behalf of the entire Millelith, thank you for your service.
Great. Then next time I watch Miss Yun's opera, I'll be able to take the compliments. I wasn't trying to be a hero, though. I just wanted to protect you.
Let the soldiers recuperate, but don't let your guard down. If she returns with a vengeance...
Yes, ma'am.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you've reached a conclusion.
You wish to hear one's opinion. Well, things would have hardly gone so smooth.
That I do not deny. However, final victory was always going to be ours, even had things been a little more If it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista, and find oneself you have learned from hence on balance. One finds your performance during this
while the position of Tianquan remains mine.
Shenhe. One saw you secretly venture out from the mountains a few years ago, and noticed hopefully this trip to Leo.
Yes. I feel happier than I expected.
Good. Traveler, please take good care of Shenhe. She is a dear child. In fact, one has...
There'll be no...
Oh, fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you. One shall be going homeward now.
Please, have a good rest. Come, we must celebrate, but...
The Milliliths but in hindsight, if we'd had more, we must learn from...
Solidify!
Wow! Everyone's already seated! It's Paimon's first time attending...
All of you here are those who don't drink...
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing today.
Sure have. I hear she's going to perform...
Hey! Look!
与披冠到这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔，唱与诸位听。彼时鹤归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，新朋旧友坐满堂，共聚此时。
What did you think? Personally, I thought I sang rather well.
It was wonderful.
You're welcome. Thanks to you, the play has an ending, but life...
Thank you.
Ms. Yun, here you are, huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of VIP. Yeah, wait. You're the girl from the opera, aren't you? The divine damsel... Let me pull up a chair, all right.
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink via the orifice of your own choice.
Uh-oh. This feels all too familiar. Shenhe's back to her...
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe. Calm down.
If my master were... Now I'm sure I have much to learn.